That one was spicy.
So the Warriors have to play 48 minutes.
I see this going 7. I have the Nuggets in 7.
Ant-Man, Batman, Watchman, Lakers at 5.
Well, it's money time now.
All right, what's up, guys? My internet's tripping right now, but we are here. Hopefully both contestants are ready. This is the GOATcast podcast for July 30th. My son's 16th birthday, so shout out to my son. But tonight we're going to deviate a little bit. We usually do NBA topics, but we're going to do a live debate between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. And we have my man BigNige. What's up, BigNige?
What's up? Repping the GOAT, baby. Come on.
And he will be representing LeBron James. And what's up, Hawk? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Chilling.
And he will be repping Kobe Bryant. We have some judges in the building, so they're backstage right now. They're going to listen to what's going on. But we have 3 rounds for Kobe versus LeBron. First 2 rounds, y'all can build. Y'all can, plead your case on why this player is better than the other player. Third round, if you would like to, you can ask the other player a question. The other debater a question. And if they choose to answer, please keep it semi-brief so that they can get through their 5 minutes. We know how it gets. We know how it gets on here, but we're gonna try to keep it within the confines of 5 minutes for all 3 rounds, and then we will the judges will pick a winner. So we've already talked backstage. BigNige will go first, repping LeBron James, and Hawk will go second, repping Kobe Bryant. When a minute is left, I will try to put up the 1 minute graphic so you guys know there's a minute left on your round. And so this should be fun. This one brewed from a past episode. We were talking about that Bleach Report top 100, and this kind of spawned from that conversation. So we're going to see from BigNige and Hawk who's the greatest player, who's the greater player, LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. So BigNige, when you are ready to go, I will start the 5 minutes. Just give me a thumbs up and the floor will be yours. I will mute myself also, so there's no background noise or anything like that. So once you give me the thumbs up, I will start round 1.
So, LeBron James. All right, we understand who LeBron James is, and we're talking about LeBron versus Kobe. So, let's go ahead and start. LeBron's got more MVPs. He's got 4 to Kobe's 1. All right. He's also one of the first players outside of Bill Russell to win the MVP 4 times in 5 years. So that's rare air we're talking, of course. He's 4-time champion, went back-to-back in 2012 and 2013. He also won in 2016, beating the Warriors with being the 73-9-win Warriors, the best team statistically in NBA history, record-wise, coming back down 3-1 to them, beating them in that 7-game series. So very big accomplishment in that one, as well as winning in 2020 at the age of 35. And with that, of course, he got 4 Finals MVPs to Kobe's 2. He's got 21 All-NBA defensive selections to Kobe's 15. He's got 13 first-team selections to Kobe's 11. And he's got 8 second-team selections to Kobe's 4. Kobe also has more all-defensive teams. We're going to touch on that later in the later rounds. Kobe's got 12 to LeBron's 6. But to just touch on it briefly, some of those all-defensive selections that Kobe got was based more on his reputation, because in his prime, yes, he was a very amazing defender. But he kind of got some votes later down his career where the numbers don't match up. But I'll get into that later. Kobe's got more scoring titles than LeBron, 2-1. LeBron's got an assist title, and LeBron was also Rookie of the Year. That being said, now we look into the totality of their career, their body of work, right? So we got points. LeBron's got more points than Kobe Bryant. And even if you scale LeBron's points, because LeBron has the most points of all time, we don't need to get too much into that. But if you take Kobe's 20 seasons and LeBron's 20 seasons, LeBron still has more points than him. He's got 38,652 in 20 seasons. Kobe has 33,643. He's got more rebounds, 10,667 in those 20 seasons, because we're not even talking about 2 extra seasons he played at this point. To Kobe's 7,047, 10,000 assists, 10,420 in 20 seasons to Kobe's 6,306, 2,186 steals to Kobe's 1,944, 1,073 blocks to Kobe's 640. So again, we're seeing more statistical dominance, even when I constrain LeBron to 20 seasons, because he's played 22. If I constrain him to 20 seasons, he still has a statistical advantage over Kobe Bryant. And in those 20 seasons that I'm constraining him to, 1,421 games, right? And Kobe has 1,346 games. So not a huge gap in a season. It's about 3/4 of a season difference in their 20 season in that span. LeBron's also a more efficient field goal from the field. He shoots in those 20 seasons, it's about 51% from the field. And I'm rounding up for him, and I'm doing the same thing for Kobe. Kobe's about a 45% field goal shooter. All right, we won't get too much in the rest of it. You know, when we talk about 3-point percentage, LeBron is a better 3-point shooter, although it's not as a big margin as the rest of the stats I'd mentioned. He's a 35% career 3-point shooter to Kobe's 33. And Kobe, of course, has the edge in free throws, so that's understandable. LeBron's also the fastest player to 10,000 points, 20,000 points, 30,000 points, and he's the only player to score 40,000 points. LeBron's also the only player with 30,000 points, 8,000 points, 8,000 assists. So again, we're still talking about all of his body of work statistics for his career. So without even getting to the playoffs yet, this just usurps a big serving size of just how much better LeBron James is statistically than Kobe Bryant. And the only other numbers I'm going to bring up before we get into the next round, he's got higher offensive win shares, defensive win shares per 48, offensive box plus minus, defensive box plus minus, his box score plus minus, and his value over play replacement, all greater than Kobe Bryant. So when we're just looking at the numbers, I really would ask y'all, what statistical advantage does Kobe Bryant have over LeBron James? Because every stat that I'm looking at, he's not better than him. So I rest my case for round one because there's a plethora of stats I can get into, and I constrain LeBron to 20 seasons of his 22 to match up with Kobe, and he still clears him by a landslide. So I plead my case. I'll give it up to Hawk for this round, and I'll call it right there.
Okay. Part of that's kind of, I mean, it's not all factually correct. So LeBron has been a healthy starter for 22 seasons. You constrained it down to 20, right? Kobe was a healthy starter for 15 seasons. In those 15 seasons, he is unmatched, really. He has the most defensive selections by any guard. But truthfully, this is more than a statistical thing. It's just the game is to win. It doesn't matter what stat you put up. I mean, Ty Lue said in the finals that he told LeBron that he needs more from him, and he started naming off his stats. He said, I don't care what stats you have, win the game. Stop turning the ball over, guard Draymond, and that's it. Ty Lue said he figured out. Ty Lue and Iman Shumpert said they figured out how to beat the Warriors when Draymond got suspended, because that was their heart and soul of their team. They figured out to take him out the game would get them to win that. But that's neither here nor there. My whole point is, LeBron's not a better player than Kobe. Um, I truthfully believe that LeBron's vast majority of his career is his accomplishments are media driven. It's starting with rookie of the year, right? He shouldn't have won over Melo. Um, Carmelo averaged they're about the same points, so I won't. It's 0.1 difference. He averaged more rebounds. He had a better field goal percentage. He had a better 3-point percentage. He had better. He was better from the free throw line. Uh, his plus minus was plus 65, and LeBron's was negative 144. LeBron had more turnovers, and on top of all that, playing in the Western Conference, playing 52 games a year in the Western Conference out of 82. Melo got his team to the playoffs, and LeBron missed the playoffs in the East, where there were 2 teams over 500. That's it. Him being the one of the best players of all time. I won't make an argument if you say he's in the top 10 better than Kobe. It's insane to me. Kobe's a better scorer. From the time he became a starter to when he tore his Achilles, they're close, but the Kobe has him by 0.6, I believe. They're both in the 27 points. Kobe's a better on-ball defender. LeBron is a decent defender, but he doesn't sit in the chair. He hasn't in years. Kobe does whatever it takes to win. When he was off in the 2010 finals, Kobe got 15 rebounds because he wasn't hitting. Kobe's field goal percentage is lower than LeBron's, yes, but LeBron's is terrible outside of 3 feet. He's at the basket or a 3-point shooter. His mid range is not there. Kobe's a 45% shooter from the field, but Kobe's a 45% shooter from the field, but he's a jump shooter. Ray Allen and Klay Thompson are 45% shooters from the field. So that means absolutely nothing. That's actually above average. I'll give LeBron the edge at assist, even though I look at the way that he plays the game and he always has the ball in his hands, much like Nikola Jokic. He always has the ball in his hands. Therefore, you're going to rack up assists. You're 6'9", therefore you're going to grab rebounds. If you play in a system, you won't get that chance. However, he still led his team in assists in all their championship runs. Kobe is more clutch. Kobe has the most game tying or winning shots in league history, and Bron just tied him last season with buzzer beaters. That, while coming in as a rookie and taking over the team and averaging 2 less shots than Kobe per game for Kobe's entire career, when he's known as a shot chucker, right? And leadership. LeBron has a history of blaming his teammates for failures. And as a leader on an NBA team, you are responsible. You get all the praise when you win, so you should be able to take all the bullets when you lose. He has consistently blamed his teammates or made up an excuse for why they lost. What kind of fake injury he had, like when he broke his hand in 2018, something like that. But we can get into the rest of it in a little while. That would be the end of my round right there.
Okay. Before we get into the back and forth, I'm gonna just say this. So to add on to LeBron's, since right at this point you agree that he's top 10, but you struggle to see where he's ahead of Kobe. Okay. So let's see how LeBron stacks up to other players that I believe you respect. So Michael Jordan, along with LeBron James, are the only players to get back-to-back MVPs and Finals MVPs. Kobe didn't do that. Wilt Chamberlain and LeBron James are the only Finals MVPs with a scoring title and an assist title. Kobe didn't do that either. Magic and LeBron are only Finals MVPs with assist titles in the same season. Again, you respect Magic, you respect Wilt, MJ, of course, in the same category as LeBron James. So, okay, cool. What about Kareem? LeBron and Kareem are the only players to score 38,000 points, not Kobe Bryant. So, and and again, with Kobe, again, comparing him to another great, your guy, they're Kobe and LeBron are the only players with 30,000 points and 6,000 assists. That's a milestone that your guy has. LeBron matched it and superseded it, but you just don't, for whatever reason, you don't have him higher than Kobe. Okay, cool. All right. Then we get with Bird. I know you like Larry Bird. You talked about him in the last video where we talked about the Bleacher Report Top 100. Bird and LeBron are the only Finals MVPs to average at least 24 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. But we still don't want to give more flowers to LeBron. All right, cool. What about defense? You respect Hakeem Olajuwon, right? Only players with 2,100 steals and 1,000 blocks. That is Hakeem Olajuwon, and that is LeBron James. It's a very short list. So I say all that because clearly when I say these things and bring up these stats for LeBron James, and they're just kind of dismissed by certain people or by you when you're discussing this Kobe versus LeBron. But at what point can I not list all these names out of all-time greats and LeBron has matched all of their statistics that put them above the rest? LeBron is in similar air to all of them, not just one of them, two of them. LeBron didn't have to emulate Michael Jordan's game to be who Kobe was, because that's what you want to go there. When I'm comparing LeBron to all these greats, these are things that they did. But LeBron didn't have to compare himself to Michael Jordan like Kobe did to be in that same category as some of these all-time great players. So anyway, like I was saying, and you want to talk about clutch. Okay, well, I have another stat for you. So the criteria is in 1 minute left in the fourth quarter or overtime, Mamba mentality time, right? A shot to tie or take the lead with a minimum of 20 field goal attempts in a career. In those situations, Kobe Bryant is 30 and 96. In other words, 31.3%. Doesn't sound very good to me. But you know what does sound better? 56 and 124, 45.2%. LeBron James is better in those clutch Mamba mentality moments than Kobe Bryant. So then when we talk about elimination games, right? When your team needs you the most, what does Kobe do in elimination games? 22.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 4 assists, 38% from the field, 27.6 from three, 77% from the free throw line.
1 minute
And
left.
I say all those. You said 1 minute left?
Yeah.
And I say all those because that's not Kobe living up to his averages across the board. They're all pale in comparison. But when we go over to LeBron James in his elimination games, 33.6 points a game, 10.8 rebounds, 7.5 assists. His field goal percentage is 49% from the field, 34 from three, and 73 from the free throw line. So LeBron holds the highest points per game average in elimination games with a minimum of 10 games. So again, I'm just saying this because this notion that Kobe is more clutch than LeBron, there's no numbers behind it. There's not. I don't know what stat you just threw out there because it's not correct. So I say all that because you want to say he's more clutch, but I just gave you proof, statistics that say otherwise. And I'll just say this. You want to talk about all the things? That's the time?
Yeah, that's your time.
I'll leave it there. All
right. FYF Lamont in there trolling in the comments in the chat. But all right, BigHawk, you ready? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to start your 5 minutes for your second round. Did he freeze up? Hold on. Let me see. He froze up. Okay, he had to come back in. Let's see. Let me remove that. Oh,
Can you hear me?
okay, you ready for the 5? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. All right, my fault. I don't know what just happened. I had to come back in. But you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just let me know.
Okay. I'm ready now.
All right.
The stat that I threw out definitely was correct. Like I said, Kobe has 88 game tying or go ahead game winning shots. That's definitely correct. But here's the problem. The stats are never in context when you talk about LeBron. Yeah, he can have a higher field goal percentage in the clutch time, right? However, for much of LeBron's career, he wouldn't shoot unless he had a layup. Now he got past the ball when it's last second, whatever, or he take the shot versus Orlando, he hit. Then he got sent home. LeBron's cut stats are never as good as Kobe's. Yeah, the field goal percentage is always higher because he's bigger. He always goes to the hole. Everything is a layup. That's why 2 years ago he got a shot blocked in the Western Conference Finals when they got swept. Because everything has to go to a hole. It's either that or a 3-point shot. But go back to this, right? When you go back to the playoffs, even with Shaq, right? Because LeBron had a lot of help, and I know that's coming. So we're gonna get this out the way already. Shaq, he had Penny and a great supporting cast in Orlando. He had Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel, who were both all-stars with Kobe on the bench. In 98, 99, he even had Kobe as a sixth man of the year, right? And all those tiers, he got swept out the playoffs. It wasn't until Kobe became a starter and Kobe became a focal point in the offense that they won championships. They won 3 straight, right? LeBron has never done that. LeBron has had more help versus weaker competition going in the East. So yes, he's amassed great records winning in the East. Plays 52 games against a conference with under 500 records for everybody. I think every year, I don't believe the East had a team over 50 games in the 5 seed since he's been in the league up until maybe a couple years ago. But during Kobe's career, never, ever. You're going against terrible teams. You're beating the 41-41 Wizards, 41-41 Nets, and the 53-21 Pistons without their defensive anchor. Which I understand. Like you don't pick who you play. Completely understand that. But again, your playoff triumphs, that shapes your career. You become a star based off what you do in the playoffs. And when you lose more than you win when you get to the finals, having more help than everyone else, not dominating even your era, you're stuck. You put up a lot of stats. Stats are great. Stats are always great, but we're just talking about basketball. Stats help, but they do not define. Did you win? Doesn't matter what stats you put up. It's 2000. Kobe didn't put up wonderful stats. They still won. And yeah, Shaq put up monster numbers. Shaq put up monster numbers with other teammates too. Kobe got them to the finals versus the Trailblazers. They do not win without Kobe going crazy. They do not win against the Pacers without Kobe taking over in Game 4. They do not beat the Spurs without Kobe going crazy the year before.
All right, 1 minute left.
All right. Point is, in all these finals runs, in these 7 finals runs, Kobe's won 5. LeBron has had way more All-Stars on his team. He's had way more All-NBA help. He's 4-10. And since he's been to the West, it's been horrible. It's been awful. He got the ring in the bubble, which I'm not going to discount. Regardless of whether whoever wanted to be there, they all had the same championship. They all was in the same circumstances, right? But when you've played 23 years and they say that you've played at a high level for 23 years and you've had help since 2011, you've had wonderful help. You had good help before that too, but you only win 4 championships. You're underachieving. That's the whole point. You've been underachieving. You're great as a player, but you've underachieved.
All right, that's time.
And go ahead.
All right. So that is BigNige and BigHawks round 2, Kobe versus LeBron. Now we go into round 3, where if you would like, you can ask your opponent questions. As I said, please, if you're the opponent answering, don't take too long. Let them, so they can get through their 5 minutes. But yeah, so this is y'all's chance to bring it home to, tell us why your player that you're representing is better. So BigNige, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and we'll get it started.
Okay, so this whole notion about like players getting help, like at what point do we just acknowledge that you have to have a team to win a championship, right? So I'm just getting lost here because you want to bring up all the help that LeBron had, but when you just mentioned in the 2010 NBA Finals where Kobe wasn't shooting the ball well, you said he got 15 rebounds. I think that's a little bit of an understatement because he shot 6 for 24 from the field. And you talk about clutch, he wasn't the one that hit that big shot in the 2010 NBA Finals. No, hit that big shot? One of his teammates, Ron Artest. So I'm just saying, like, if we're going to talk about help and Mamba mentality and clutch, you need a team to win. I'm not saying this to diminish Kobe. I'm telling you to prove a point to you that you have to have teammates. When you talk about Ray Allen's shot for LeBron, to help him win in the 2013 finals, again, teammates are there for a reason. They're not just spectators. You have to rely on your teammates. And if you don't have the requisite help, you will lose in the NBA Finals, right? 07, LeBron against the Spurs. I don't think anybody with 2 pairs of eyes would have picked that Cleveland Cavaliers team to beat that Spurs team. Do you disagree with that statement?
No, they just didn't pick them to get swept.
Okay, fair enough. So more help. Orlando, 09. Your guy, Kobe, 09. Derek Fisher hits the big shot in that clutch NBA final setting, not Kobe Bryant. Again, alluding to more help. You talk about D Wade, Bosh, all these players. Derek Fisher helped your guy as well. So I'm just going to say this because all the help that you like to say about LeBron, I just want you to name me one player that is as good as Shaquille O'Neal that LeBron's had on his team. I'll wait.
I won't name one. You can name 2.
As good as peak Shaquille O'Neal, I would love to hear it.
Wade and Bosh, that they had more production than Shaq. They had better production than Shaq.
Out of your mind. Okay. Drug test to the side. So, in NBA all-time clutch field goal percentage, in the final shots, LeBron James is 40%, Kobe Bryant is 27%. So, still dispelling the narrative that he's not clutch. So, for your guy to have 5 rings, because you say it's important to win championships, to me, it's more impressive that you win 4 championships with 4 finals MVPs, being the best player for your team and not the second best player, because that's 3 of Kobe's championships right there. He's the second best player to Shaquille O'Neal in every one of those finals. So, and that's not debate. That's who got the finals MVP, Kobe or Shaq. I'm not saying Kobe didn't play well because he was phenomenal, but it can only go to one person who is the best player, and it wasn't Kobe Bryant. So again, you haven't given me any statistical dominance for Kobe Bryant dominating his peers. I gave you all the stats that LeBron has. He's the all-time scoring leader. He did that in 20 seasons, and he's still playing, right? Like, it gets to a point now where I don't feel like we're discussing like actual like numbers, because all of them point to LeBron James. No matter
1
what
minute.
numbers I look up, and there's a whole list of numbers that I didn't even get into because there's that much of a gap between them statistically. Now, if you like Kobe's game over LeBron James, I got no argument for you. Kobe had a phenomenal game. He was a tough shot maker, but his field goal percentage is in large part because of the shots he would take. And you say LeBron James just gets to the hole. I mean, yeah, if you're 6'9", 260, and people are too slow to stop you, or they're not strong enough to stay in front of you, you want to vilify LeBron for having a higher field goal percentage? You got to get better defenders. That's the only thing I can tell you. So, and I'm just going to finish my point. Head-to-head matchups. LeBron is 16, Kobe 6. So, in all the all-time matchups between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, you said winning matters, correct? LeBron is 16-6 against your guy. I don't know what else you need.
It's your time. All right, that's BigNige has finished his third round. He brought it home for you guys. So BigHawk, let me know when you're ready to start your round 3, and I will start the timer.
I'm ready. Kobe has a winning record versus Michael Jordan in his career. That doesn't make him a better player. But the we'll go with 2000 Western Conference Game 7. Phil Jackson told the Lakers to pack it up. Said that they were about to lose that. Kobe goes off in the fourth. Kobe and Shaq both had 9. Kobe led them in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks. 2001, Kobe led them in 8 of the game scoring. Shaq led them in the other one, and the other 8 during the playoffs. 2002, Kobe led them in 10 of their playoff games. Shaq led them in 8. So, I mean, that's wonderful that Shaq got the Finals MVP. You don't get to the finals if you don't play great through the playoffs. Statistics are great, but that doesn't define the story in basketball. That's the whole point. When the media and fans, they like to break down numbers. That doesn't make you a better player. What deficiencies do you have as a player? You have more deficiencies than the other player. Kevin Durant said Kobe's an easy number 2 ever. Bruce Bowen, Kobe should be number 2. Allen Iverson, Mike and Kobe, and then everybody else. Ty Lue, again, criticized LeBron. I need you to be better. Man, I don't care about your stats. Win the game. Stop turning the ball over. Jordan, I wouldn't lose to anybody except Kobe. He still all my moves. When he went to his camp, they asked him who's the best. He said, who's the best player between Kobe and LeBron? Kobe. Shaq, I don't compare anybody to Mike, but if I had to, Kobe is the closest. Is there anybody close to Kobe? No. Jamal Crawford said, your peers are the ultimate bar. So am I supposed to listen to stats from media people and fans, or am I supposed to listen to actual legends from the game? Quentin Richardson, Kobe, and Jordan are in their own room away from everybody else. Charles Barkley, LeBron is number 7 after Kobe. Stephon Marbury, LeBron is 3rd after Mike and Kobe. Matt Barnes, Kobe is 1B to Mike's 1A. Mark Jackson, Mike and Kobe are the 2 guys I would say. Grant Hill, Kobe was the ultimate challenge. Vince Carter, MJ, Kobe, and then Bron. Larry Bird said, if you want to have fun, you play with LeBron. If you want to win and keep winning, you play with Kobe. Kawhi, Kobe or LeBron, Kobe. Meta World Peace, Kobe is tougher to defend. Andre Iguodala, Kobe is the harder one to guard. Gilbert Arenas, who was his fan, and the sense of skill work knowledge and best overall knowledge of the game, Kobe's the better player. Chris Bosh, he's the greatest of our generation. Kenyon Martin, Team Kobe. My 15 years, he was the best player in the league, unquestioned. Steve Kerr, Kobe is the closest to Michael. Now, if Michael is the GOAT, what does that make Kobe? Is he like number 10? Stack 5, Kobe's a better player. James Harden, Kobe's a better player. 3D said Kobe over Bron. Kobe also is guarding the best wing when they're playing. Karan Butler, Kobe is over Bron. Reggie Miller, if we were at the park and those 3 guards there, it's Mike, Kobe, and LeBron. Those 2 are our toss-up. Dirt, Kobe's the MJ of our generation. Robert Ory, MJ didn't have a flaw. Kobe's flaw was his post defense. LeBron has many flaws in his game. Byron Scott is MJ, Kobe, and then Bron. Why Bron? Because he's not better than those 2. I understand all the stats, bro. But there comes a look at them. Look at them. Look at their game. Look how they play. Look what they do to win. Look what they do when they lose. Do they pout? Do they make excuses?
1 minute left.
Do they give up on their team? Do they fake injuries? They tell them that you have a MCL sprain when nothing's wrong with you. Do you have steroid allegations against you? Those are unsubstantiated, so we're not going to use all that. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I can't tell someone in a sport who has played this sport for 20 years or been around it for 50 years who's a better player because I've watched them. They watched them and they have a better eye than I do because this is their expertise. So if all these players in history say Kobe's the better player and LeBron's had more help and won less, then why am I supposed to believe that because he racks up stats when he counts them during the game? This is his whole goal. Russell Westbrook must be the GOAT then. That's it. And he also leads in turnovers. That's my time, big dog.
All right. Well, you finished up with 4 seconds left. So very spirited debate. BigNige, Hawk, 3 rounds are up. I'm gonna let my judges, they can deliberate. I'm gonna bring you guys up one by one to give your thoughts on this debate. But anything you guys want to plug? Well, BigNige, he's rocking the GoatCast podcast hoodie, so we know who he's repping. So what's going on? Oh yeah, we gonna put up the link for for you guys to grab.
Merch coming soon, baby. Merch coming soon.
Yes. So the merch. So well, Casual dropped off. So we'll let the other 2 go ahead and let us know what they thought. Looking through the real quick before we get to them, looking through the chat, some mixed comments. We see a lot of LeBron fans here. Echo Medi wants to drop the link. We're gonna drop the link after after we get the judges
always
deliberation, but we'll drop the link so you can okay. King Speech said let Ron Dog go first. Okay, Ron Dog, I'm gonna bring you on the stage and you can let us know who you think won, BigNige or Hawk. LeBron James versus Kobe Bryant. Okay, well he's muted.
Yep.
Rondo. Okay, there he goes.
So watching them both do their debate, Nigel came with the stats. He came with the percentages of what LeBron and Kobe did throughout their careers of who was better stats wise and stuff. I just wish we heard more about what Kobe did better than LeBron, but besides about the team really. I think if he talked more about what Kobe did better than LeBron, he probably would have a stronger case. But I'm leaning more towards the LeBron side right now, just off of what was said.
Okay, that seems to be one for BigNige. King Speech, you ready?
Okay.
All
right. Okay, so good job by both guys. I mean, I think this was a style debate. the way that was a style clash when you look at the two, the two players. LeBron is more, played for the stats. Go get to the basket. Do his thing. While Kobe was a win at all cost type of dude. So I'm gonna lean towards Hawk because I think Hawk, uh, like he came with that style. He came with the quotes more than just the stats. Because as we know that it's the game, this is a game where there's different ways to get in the cat, and to undress the statistical lay down, which again you already see that there's their stats are going to be in LeBron's favor. We know that because of the style he played, but Kobe came with a certain, how can I say this? Je ne sais quoi. Like he came with a certain, win at all costs. I'm gonna take that shot. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna come with that skill or whatever. If I gotta be a big man, I gotta be a big man. So again, I think it was the unpredictability and really kind of, I think it's the rebuttal, and I'm a big rebutter, so I'm gonna leave with Hawk because he rebutted a good point that Naj went down, and sometimes you got to rebut the rebut. So I'm gonna go with Hawk.
Okay, so we got one for BigNige, one for Hawk. So Casual, you're gonna bring it home for us. So let us know. I'm gonna bring you up on the stage, and you will be the tiebreaker.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, was Nas debating? Yeah, was Nas debating Raw? Was he debating Hawk? I don't know.
he was debating Hawk.
The way oh, okay. I was just making sure because the way that Roe came to his conclusion, and it sounded like he was trying to make the case for why he think Kobe better. But I'm gonna go with. Well, first off, let me say very good job on both of y'all's part. I think both of y'all did your best on laying out the best case possible for each other's like proposition on why Kobe was better or why LeBron is better. So I want to give you guys credit for that. I am making my judgment based purely off of how you guys combated each other's points because I believe in terms of making just an argument for why this one.
I think Casual. I think you're
Wait,
breaking up.
driving?
Yeah, you're breaking up. Okay, I don't know if Casual can hear us. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna leave y'all in suspense. Let's
Right.
let me remove him, add him back. Let's see. You there? Okay, he dropped off. So yeah, so the tie remains. We're gonna wait. Hopefully Casual can get back in and clear this tie. But well, let's hear from the chat. What you guys think? Who won? A lot of people were in here commenting throughout this debate. So what you guys think? Who do you think won between BigNige and Hawk? Well, we're gonna let Casual back up. Can you hear me, Casual?
Yo.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, my fault. I had a phone call. But no, I believe when it comes to making debate, just one side of debating is making the case for why one player is better than the other, why one team is better than the other. I think the other part is also trying to de-weaponize the other person's arguments to make their the impact of those points, less impactful. So with that, I think I have to go. I think I have to go. I have to go with Naj on this one. Only simply because I think in the last round, when you started mentioning the quotes, I think that is a fair point as a stance on credibility on why Kobe is better. But it didn't address what the questions that he had asked, talking about, the clutch performances, mentioning the statistical numbers of efficiency and clutch time. I think talking about how Kobe is just better, like just look at their games, look at how they approach the game, how they don't put on their teammates. I think are great points on why you believe Kobe is better, but it doesn't de-weaponize Naj's points, especially when Naj is pointing to like accurate numbers. And I think that's the only problem that I have with this debate. I'm going 2-1. I think the first round, I think Hawk won. He was way more confident coming out the gate. I didn't hear that much stopping in his points. He sounded more confident, more fluid. But the second round, I have to go with Nas for the clutch points, and then the third round, mentioning the occasions where Braun had showed up. Um, or mentioning the occasions and the players that Braun is compared to. I think that's what put it over the top, and I just say I think the only thing that didn't sell me for you all was just de-weaponizing those points.
Okay, so casual going BigNige. So BigNige, that's 2-1. But I thought it was good. I mean, I'm not voting because we already got 3 votes, but I thought it was really good. I thought both brought a certain level of truth and facts to their argument. I thought Hawk rebut, like King's speech was saying, his rebuttals were really good. I thought, but BigNige, he did bring it. He brought the facts, he brought the stats, and sometimes stats are hard to. It's hard to beat stats because they are. You can't deny them. Unfortunately, yes, they can be manipulated. Yes, they can have context to them too. But when you're listening to stats, it's hard to deny when you match up with some of the greats the way some of LeBron stats are. So yeah, I thought that was a good sparring match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we can get along together. So when we have our next little show, you
Hell
guys
no.
can agree on something.
Hey,
And,
Hawk was cooking. Hawk was cooking with that stats don't mean everything point though. He was cooking
yeah,
his ass down. I gotta get.
yeah, that's how he got me in
Was
our debate about
he say
stats
that
and
he say
rings.
them stats don't tell the full story? I said,
Exactly.
preach, brother Hawk, man, preach, brother
Yeah,
Hawk.
he got me. He got me with that one when we
Nah, I'm gonna
debated
be
the
honest.
stats versus rings. So any comments from the debaters as we've gone on? Y'all want to say anything going forward? I've dropped the link if anybody wants to hop up and voice
Nah,
their opinion on
I'm
this.
I'm gonna talk crazy to Nige offline after we end
The main thing I would say is so this was like technically my first live debate because I know me and CW we had our concepts debate. That was our first precursor into this segment for our channel.
Yeah.
Obviously, shout out Hawk for pulling up for this because obviously this was a debate that was going to happen one way or the other, whether it was live or offline. It was going to happen at some point. But I'll take some of the constructive criticism of kind of just leaning more to the numbers. I'll try to break down more as I get better with player to player comparisons whenever I do my next debate. God knows whenever that'll be. But yeah, I'll definitely take that, and I will be better in the next debate for sure.
Likewise.
You
I
did
gotta be
great,
more
brother.
organized.
You did great.
Uh, uh truthfully, I your criticism I appreciate. Same thing, but I gotta be more organized. I had more stats, but they lost. That's where a lot of that came from. And I was flipping pages. I'll be more organized. I knew what the argument was already, but it's stuff get lost. But it's my fault, so it's all right.
It's all good. Uh, so we got a few people.
Fuck, how many debates have you done so far?
This is my second one.
Damn. Yeah, I can tell it's gonna be the smooth talking that's gonna get you the dubs around this motherfucker. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. He was like, see, Kobe had that it factor. Man, LeBron
Yeah,
ain't
he's
had
so yeah,
that. I was like, damn.
yeah,
I don't
he
know
chill
what the
with it.
fuck that mean, but damn, he cooked his ass right
Niggas a
there.
nut.
Yeah,
Niggas a nut.
Yeah, he chill with his. He
It's
come in chill
it's
with it.
it's the style, man. That's the thing, man. It's the style. Like basketball is a game of improvisation. It's a game where you don't plan. It's not scripted. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like they scripted in WWE, and even then you still gotta improvise on the fly. Basketball is a
That's
game
my
of
vote.
improvisation. So sometimes I think you gotta bob and weave, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta come with because I knew the stats were gonna be part of the argument. That's the part of
Yeah.
most LeBron arguments. So it's like, okay, let's give me the moments. Let's give me, like I said, the quotes got me. When I started hearing quotes from all of the some of the best of the best, including LeBron's peers. I mean, what else can we say? But yeah, you got to really like you look at this game as a visual game. You know what I'm saying? It's a game, like I said, it's a game of improvisation, a game of uh, action and reacting. You know what I mean? You can, like I said, you can get the biggest guy on the court, just get up the ball into him. Well, we got to come up with a plan to stop him. Once we stop him, what you got after that?
Mhm.
And
Right.
that's basketball to me.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, I thought for casual said he thought your first round was your best. I thought that third round with the quotes was a good way to end it because you end on all those quotes. So that's the lasting impression you get from the debate is all those greats saying those things about Kobe. I thought that was really good. So I gave you round 3. I would say BigNige got the first 2 rounds, but yeah, I really thought that you came on strong at the end. And if you had just because you did talk a lot about LeBron and not Kobe, which I
Right.
think also took away some of your points. Was you talked a lot more about LeBron, especially I think in that first round. You talked more about LeBron than you did Kobe. And I think if you had spent your time more on Kobe, that would have helped you a lot.
True indeed. I definitely had a whole bunch of notes that I could not find. But I had a whole bunch of notes on Kobe that I couldn't get to. I'm looking at 'em right now.
It's all
I know
good.
the feeling, bro. I know the feeling. Sometimes you put all the notes
But
in there
see,
and you
but
can't
see,
even
I
get
don't
everything
know.
in there.
Me personally, I think it was smart on his part in the first round. I'm the one
Mhm.
that's on the opposite side. I think in the first round for him to focus on let's get all of the shit that I know you're gonna talk about LeBron. Let me get that out the way
Mhm.
first. I thought that was actually a smart idea. That's why I gave him the first round. I just think
Okay.
him not getting to Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Him not getting to Kobe like quick enough while also
Yeah.
still like staying on Bron's like stats. It's like it's a balance because to Rose's point, I do agree with him from this standpoint. It's really hard for you to like that the stats are coming because that's the
Yep.
best argument for LeBron, but it's a damn good fucking argument. It's
It
really
is.
hard for you to overcome that. So you got to stay on it the whole debate. So it was really
Right.
it was low key an uphill battle in a sense of like de-weaponizing that. But I think it's only you only get up from here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play to win the game. You know, at some point, the first dominant stat guy was Will Chamberlain. He didn't have a lot of wins. Then you got Russell Westbrook. If it's stats, like when he said is Westbrook to go, you know, 4-time triple-double. You know, as FYF pulled up, he said, he came on my live, he said, hey, that when I was a kid, that was one of the most unbreakable records. You know, the 100 points by Wilt, the triple-double by Oscar Robertson. Forgot the other one. Oh, Kareem with the points. Well, LeBron got one. Russell Westbrook got 4, and Kobe came the closest to the other one. So even when it comes down to stats, man, look, they all got some impressive stats. You know, but again, it's the moments. It's a lot. You tell this game by more than stats. If I look at the stat book, and Will Chamberlain, you go. You know, you tell us story of basketball with a lot of things, man.
Will Chamberlain does not have to be a GOAT just because looking at a stat book, but you cooked, I guess.
I mean,
you want to go ask ChatGPT who has the most NBA records?
I'm not Lamont. I'm not using no fucking ChatGPT. Shit.
Okay, I was gonna say, you can ask Google too. You guys Google.
Can I get my thoughts real quick?
Google.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you. Stop saying Google after ChatGPT because Google with ChatGPT are in unison, nigga. Like stop saying
Quora,
that.
Yelp, Reddit. Or look at
my thoughts is the problem is, like, when I look at basketball, it's a whole bunch of ways to get to greatness. There's not one path to greatness. You're gonna have some players that are gonna be statistically dominant, and that's their path to their greatness and their legacy. There's other players where it's gonna be more in your impact, like a Bill Russell, right? But that don't mean just because your path to greatness is different, don't mean it ain't as great. Right? LeBron's path to greatness is different from Kobe's because they have two different paths in the NBA. Don't make one road greater than the other. You might not like it because you weren't a fan. So I think what happened in this debate was when you try to make a case that LeBron's stats aren't as great or don't make him greater, what you also do is now you de-weaponize what you could also then use for Kobe, which is his stats. Because now you can't come back and run with Kobe's stats, who, if you run with some of his stats, them is great too. So now you have to figure out, how do I talk about Kobe's greatness? I can't run down stats because I just killed stats. That's part of Kobe's greatness. Like, people run from some of the things that made him great. I think one of the things that made him great, if you want to just focus in on talking about Kobe, is the fact that he had to suppress his game and be an elite number 2 to win championships. And then when he was asked to be a number 1, he had to go be an elite number 1 and lead a team to a championship as a 1. Ain't no other player in NBA history done that to the degree that Kobe did. That's greatness, but nobody talks about it in that way. They run from the things that they think make them look like a weaker candidate. And so I think when you spend all this time trying to convince basketball minds that these stats aren't as great, you cannot, like, it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to convince me that these stats are not great. I don't know. I don't care what level of basketball you played. When you played in high school, the all-time leading scorer in your high school, name going to be on the wall. Jersey going to get hung. The all-time leading scorer at the college, his name and jersey going to get hung. He going to remember forever, right? These stats matter. Like, as irrelevant as we want to try to make it about winning, when you hit certain benchmarks, they are milestones that are going to be etched in history, and we can't take it away. We can't pretend that they're not as great. There's no such thing as stat padding. You cannot stat pad in a league where people are paid to stop you. Go stop you. Go stop somebody then. There's no such thing as stat padding. It's all narrative. And so when I hear the narratives as opposed to real arguments, I think it makes Kobe look weaker. And I thought, as the opposite, when you run down at the end of your debate a whole bunch of quotes from other people, I think that's weak in of itself. Kobe's career don't need cosigners to explain his greatness. You can just talk about Kobe's career because I've seen people pull videos, make videos of about 50 different NBA players saying LeBron is the GOAT. Does that make him the GOAT because other players think he's the GOAT? Or is that just cosigners where you just makes you feel better to hear other people say it? Cosigners don't make you great. Your game makes you great. Your stats, your legacy, your impact make you great, not cosigners. So I thought, unlike some of you guys, I thought that was a weak move because you left so much out about Kobe's own game, his own identity, right? His own struggle, his own path to greatness. It was just a focus on how do I tear down what made LeBron great. And that's where people go wrong in these debates. That's why I had BigNige winning, because he actually talked about what made LeBron great as opposed to the other guy who just essentially cried about what he didn't like about LeBron and did not address anything that made Kobe great. Did not talk about anything that helps enhance his legacy. You really let Kobe fans down when people debate like that, because it just turns into telling us how much you hate LeBron. That's all it is. So yeah, good way to debate that one, man.
Okay. All right. So when we gonna get a FYF on this small little channel to debate somebody?
Pull up.
You
Yeah,
gotta figure
debate on yours.
debate me on what? Nobody. You gotta what do you disagree with me on the debate?
That's true. We can find an
Hold on,
interesting.
King Rowe can debate me. King Rowe said that 2022 Russell Westbrook is better than 1993 Scottie Pippen. I'll take Scottie Pippen all day. You want to debate that, King Rowe?
You want to debate? Hold on. Do you want to debate?
King Rowe, debate that. If you want to debate, let's debate some of your Philly talking points. Hold on, King Rowe. Hold on, King Rowe said that the 95-96 Bulls aren't the greatest team of all time. Let's debate that.
Hey, Mr. Lamont, you debate. You like to narrow it down. I'm not going to take one of Westbrook's worst years, because that was really the kind of the point.
You said Westbrook was better than Pippen.
Hold on, sir. That was just a bad Russell Westbrook year in perspective. Because Russell Westbrook had better years and better moments in his career.
Not what you said, Green Row. You said 2022 Russell Westbrook was better than 93 Scottie Pippen, hands down.
See. No, if we're gonna debate, we got to debate a concept. And I know you have your fanboys that's gonna pull up, and and again, we need to debate a concept more than a single year. Because again, that year, as you know, as we talked about earlier, of course, you put things up for reaction, as I did right there. Again, I said that when it happened. I said, "Hey, look at this year. This is about when you look at the stats." Sir,
I asked you to clarify it the other day, and you said for certain that Russell Westbrook in 2022 was better than 93 Scottie Pippen. You doubled down on it.
No. Actually, you asked me, was he better as a player? And
I said
on that. So if you want to have a debate,
I said 2022 Russell Westbrook. I said it like 5
I've been
times.
roped into a lot of debates where the parameters change, and I'm off that. If we do have a debate on this channel, I want to have it a certain style. I want to have it more of the peer review.
What about the 95-96 Bulls? You said they weren't the greatest team of all time. I think they are. You want to debate that?
Okay. So I pretty much can make the comment for the field, or why
No, you pick a team. You pick a team that you think is the greatest team of all time.
I don't, because I have 6 teams ahead of them. So
so pick one.
Why am I picking one? Why am I next? See, I know you love to narrow it down. I'd rather debate a concept with you than a particular one, because again, you know what happens? It becomes a popularity contest, like this might be, because we got narratives out there that we've got to knock down. And I've learned this in the way I pick my debates, because there were a lot of Ewing narratives that I had to knock down. And then when it came down to me doing the Ewing versus AD thing, I tried to knock down the narratives yet by making the case for Ewing, but then I still got said I didn't show enough facts. And I I came in
Okay.
6 different directions. So
My bad, King Ro. I thought you was 10 toes down on your talking point, so I guess you don't
know
want
I
to
am
debate
10
that,
toes
nigga.
down, but
My bad.
one thing I don't like to do, because again, as we talked about earlier, right? We're in a world where somebody calls Magic Johnson a fast break merchant. There's a lot of goofy stuff
That
out
was on
there.
Player's Choice. That wasn't on FYF Sports.
I get it, but I bet you a couple people in your chat might have said,
Debate,
Magic Johnson relied too
let's
much on the fast break.
debate things that I say. Like, I know what you said.
Again, I know. I'm not going to debate what you said. We go talk narratives and stuff like that. I'd rather come up with an interesting concept or team versus team. Now, one thing I would be interested in trying
Oh my God.
hold on, because I tried to come up with this concept, and we have to maybe perfect it. Is I want to, because again, we could also use Chat GPT as one of the judging factors. I want to debate a team versus another team, and then predict try to map out a strategy and a debate of who would win that 7-game series based on, you understand what I'm saying? So we can pick 2 all-time teams, right? And your team would be the 96 Bulls, right? You would be debating for Jordan. I would actually be coming against Jordan. I think that would work into your advantage, but it's actually a challenge and interesting for me to do.
What? What are we debating?
Okay.
NBA 2K debate?
Okay, see, you got to see. If we're going to do this, you got to see my vision. We're trying to like redo. So we're using a debate to kind of make a fantasy matchup, right?
Oh my God!
See, no one sees where I'm going. No one sees where I'm going. I'm not
doing fantasy basketball in a debate, man.
Why? Why can't you?
That's not a debate. That's just fantasy.
Why isn't it? How's it? Okay. See, again, the concept is, okay, you're laying out the team, right? You're laying out the team, right? You're telling the audience who the team is, who the coach was, what style they use. And I'm taking a team that from another era or just even like a different year. And I'm going to say who's going to win. Mind you, I wouldn't pick like a later Bulls team. I would pick another team. See, what if I chose the 01? What if I chose the 01 Lakers? Again, whole different cast except for a couple of guys. I think Horace Grant. No, I know there was no Horace Grant. So 01 Lakers. I think Ron Harper was one of 01 Lakers. So that's the only duplicate in the coach. The 01 Lakers versus the 96 Bulls. Who would win that series? So
in what era are they playing?
Are
they playing with zone or without zone?
Yeah, it's only 5-year difference. So anytime between
hold on. No, there's an illegal defense, and
so I can play in 96. We can play this in 96.
So now you're taking away one of the Lakers' strongest weapons, which was zone. Come on, man, stop it, bro.
Don't matter.
Why would I argue silly stuff?
I think the strong weapon.
That's what I mean. It's silly. It's silly.
All right. It's not that silly. It's not that silly because at the end of the day, whether they play zone or not, again, I don't think the Lakers matter. Are you telling me that the 01 Lakers relied so much on zoning their
you telling me if you take the 01 Lakers, you put them in 96 with a legal defense, who the hell is going to stop his Shaq?
In this concept, here's my strongest weapon.
Man, get out of here, man. I'm not about to do that silly stuff, man.
But Lamont, I got Shaq at his best.
I'm not doing that silly debate because we got to contextualize eras and all this silliness. It's too much silliness. It's not even basketball talk. It's NBA 2K.
But hold on, yeah, it's almost like a 2K type of deal. But again, you're the coach. See, you're the coach. You come up with the strategy, the whole. You're the coach. I guess you put yourself in Phil Jackson's shoes, and you got that team. I got the 01 Lakers. Now I'm going to lay out who the starters was, who the bench was, and I got to lay out how I'm going to use them to win that 7-game series. We can use the judges and Chat GPT, a combination of both, plus the audience reaction to agree who would win the hypothetical series. That's a concept that I want to come up with. If you find that interesting, we can do that. I find it interesting because it's a challenge. Again, the Bulls were great. The Lakers were great in the playoffs, and they were statistically dominant. I mean,
The Bulls. No, what I like, King Row. I always talk about that. I always say, let teams be great in the era that they were great in.
Okay.
When we get to jumping around and trying to pretend that we can throw them into different eras, there is, if one, it's all fake, and two, it's never going to get a realistic comparison because the game changes too much. And what you need to win in the 2000s is not what you would need to win in the 90s, right? I mean, like, again, I can say that the 95-96 Bulls are the greatest team of all time based on what they did in 95-96.
Yeah,
but I'm also not dumb enough to say that the 2001 Lakers wouldn't walk in if as is and smash them because there's a different team built for a different era. And the dominance of Shaq and Kobe. It's just built different. Again, the same as the Warriors. I'm not slow. I know as the game advances, especially once it got into the 2000s, those teams were built much different, much stronger because they have to go up against stronger competition. As you said, the 90s was a weaker era. What you needed to win in the 90s was not what you needed to win in the 2000s.
Hey, Lamont,
so again, when you switch around,
are you deconstructing your argument for the Bulls?
No, when you switch around, no, what I'm saying is I only judge the 95-96 Bulls based on what they did in 95-96. I don't have to hypothetically try to figure out in my mind if they could beat the 86 Celtics for me to know if they're a better team. Just be great in your era, and I'll judge your greatness versus the other team's greatness in your era. When you want to play 2K, I can do you one better. We could just play 2K live, and I can use the 95-96 Bulls, and you can use the 2001 Lakers, and we'll get a more accurate result doing that.
Here's the problem, man. I'm a little long in the tooth. I haven't played 2K since.
No, you can put it on coach mode. You can put it on coach mode.
Okay,
you can put it on coach mode. You can put in your plays. You can do your substitutions.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, as I said, man, we tried that. We did the street ball thing. I picked the street ball thing. Next thing you know, Allen Iverson has no quickness.
You can pick the 2001 Lakers versus the Bulls. We can both be coaches. We can set our substitutions. We can set our playbooks, and we can let it play out.
We're debating what we should debate. Yeah, C-Dub, we're debating what we should debate.
If we're doing that, I do 2K drafts every Friday on my channel. So we set that shit up.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That'd be the only way we could figure it out.
I mean, but Lamont, didn't you do a concept thing on your thing where we all had to find a team that could beat your team via ChatGPT?
Yeah, that was ChatGPT though.
Okay, but I'm saying that. But I'm trying to make you more imaginative.
We're talking about a debate, King Rowe.
Yeah, I get it. But see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I get it. It's just not a perfect concept. Again, I thought when me and T Perfect did it the first time, I thought it was something fresh and innovative. And but I don't know. Like I said, we're debating on. So we can find a concept debate.
Anything.
Yeah, that's hard.
We can do it with casual. We can do it on casual.
Matter of fact, how about this? Why don't we do a poll? And why don't we do a poll? We put a couple of choices on what King Rowe and Lamont should debate, and let the audience decide what we should debate, and then just rock with it. Fuck it.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. You ain't got that much pull for that type of shit. So I'll just come up with your shit right now.
Look, I'm already. Hold on 1 second, bro.
Oh man.
Hey,
I mean, we talk about pool and all this. I'm ready to step into the ring.
I step into the ring, but come up with your own shit. Because I'm telling you, if you asking other people, it's not.
See, I'm trying to keep it democratic. What do they want to see? I mean, we're trying to. The point is to get Lamont up here to debate and something. And
what's so hard about you debating your own talking points?
No, because I don't like some of this stuff is cookie cutter. Again, if we talk about 96 Bulls versus one other team, again, based on because you want to debate me based on the fact that I don't have them as my GOAT team. And I have my reasons for not having them as my GOAT team. But I have
the harder argument. I gotta prove that they're the best all time.
Yeah, and really, what you have is the fact that they have the best overall record playoffs and regular season, and that's a simple thing.
Just
I'll
use
take hold on,
Hawk's
Vaughn.
argument.
I'm
Stats
willing
aren't
to take a
everything.
team that lost 26 games
No,
in the regular season.
just use Hawk's argument. Stats and records aren't everything.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to do it, and there's a reason why I want to do it this way, because I want to prove. Because that's the thing, as you know, we've had 43 win teams knock off 60 win teams. That's the way. That's basketball.
Okay,
it has happened. We've had 8 seeds where 8 seeds beat 1 seeds. So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, can we say that the 1 seed was better when they got knocked off when it counted? That's the point.
all right.
I mean, so it's like, okay, can we do
this? We'll discuss.
Yeah, I'm saying, like casual throwing salt in the game. We could throw a poll up there. What do you want to see road and because there's a lot of people
not throwing salt in the game. It's just, bro, there's not that many people that's like attentive to it versus like you just coming up with a unique debate and then forcing
how many subs do you have? I mean, how many subs do you have, Lamar? You could throw that on your community posts because a lot of people want to see you beat me one-on-one in the debate. So I guarantee you somebody. And again, I'm willing to do what the audience say. So come on, man. I don't know.
It's not that hard to. We could just pick a topic.
See, right now we're having a debate about what to debate. That's
right.
I'm not debating it. I'm just saying we could just pick a topic. We can figure that out later. I'm not gonna hold.
I don't know. Yeah, we can figure it out. Well, because again, we're trying to do a whole series here. We're trying to get content for the summer. You know what I mean? This is all good. End of the day, we're talking. It's all good.
Hawk is still here, but debaters left. But
they did.
Yeah,
they got up out of here.
No, Hawk's still
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I gotta drop my. I do gotta drop my video. I recorded it earlier as I was on the road. Again, I like that concept of somebody called Magic a free throw merchant. I mean, that just hurt my heart, bro. That just took me to the core. What the hell is a fast? I mean, what the hell is a fast break merchant? Like you're talking about something like getting the ball up quicker is literally what you do in net goal sports. Like it's like saying Tyreek Hill is a speed merchant. Like he uses his speed. It's not. I mean, it's not fair that he uses speed. It's just I don't know, man. So the stuff we talk about in this day and age. The stuff that I hear, and it's grown men. It'd be one thing when it's that young man they've been pulling up. There's a young kid that's been pulling up to our channels. Like he's 16 years old. He pulled up on AOH today. Pulled up on me last night. But I like the fact that he's a little bit knowledgeable for his age.
Nah, he cooked you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He cooked me, man. He cooked me.
The other night.
Yeah, but he came on he came on with AOH and Sports and Fitness Rants, and he had smoke for them. So I got respect for that little dude, man, that young dude. He pulled up on AOH and that Sports and Fitness Rants, and he said, "Listen, you guys, and hey, I got So I treated the young man respectfully, like like."
I gotta hear that because I ain't hear that.
That's Jeremiah. He's from King Roll. He's from FYF. That's Jeremiah. Don't act like you don't know him.
So that way, so you know, okay, because they
he's a student. He's an FYF prodigy.
Okay, good. That's what I'm saying. Like, but okay, at least I give you credit. You teaching the young man well because you're teaching him to come up. You're teaching him to know what he's talking about before he comes up there running his mouth. Because he went again. AOH and say what you want. They're very knowledgeable. They're not. You might not agree with them, but they're very knowledgeable. And he came up.
You said AOH and Fitness Rants are knowledgeable.
Yeah, they're knowledgeable. Yeah, they really are. Okay. I mean, again, because you don't agree with them, don't mean that they got what they got by, having some knowledge.
Well, let's get one of them in the debate. Let's see how knowledgeable they are. Let's see if they will agree.
I don't know. Listen, y'all tried that already, didn't y'all?
No, we didn't try to debate. They would never come to debate, man.
Oh, you see me, I'll pull up, man. And again, what's his name? Jeremiah. Again, I respect the fact that he's used. Again, that kid was born in what? He was born in 2009. If he's 16, That means he was born after Obama was elected president. So for him, to have knowledge of the in the '90s, and you know, he don't come up there not knowing what he's talking about. So I respect that. But yeah.
Yeah, well,
Man. So yeah, I'm gonna continue the legacy series. Really tomorrow. Also, me and Zay might do a live. Like Zay said, he wants to do a live stream. Cause we doing a summer catch up. So and we probably gonna talk about the current events.
well,
But a lot of stuff.
Gil, what's going on with Gil though? He good? Cause
Gil's
good. Gil's good.
Gil good.
Right.
Gil gonna let his lawyer handle that one and that whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was interesting. So hopefully he's all good.
Yeah, hopefully they don't put up on no trumped up charges like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So my son, today's my son's 16th birthday, so I'm gonna go downstairs and.
All right. Well, happy birthday to your son, man. Yeah, and you teach the young fella as well too, C-Dub.
Oh yeah, he thinks Jordan's the GOAT, so you know he's already learning well.
There you go.
Oh man, he's already on the wrong path, man. That is crazy.
But wait a minute, Lamar, you think Jordan is the GOAT?
That's crazy.
You have Jordan as the
his
GOAT.
favorite player is Luka though, so who knows?
There you go. And he likes a guy with a lot of skill, not just a guy that jumps high.
You might see him at GCU at some point. You know.
What? GCU? Is he that nice?
He pretty good. I mean, he's 16. He just turned 16 today. He about 6'3", 6'4", and he plays like a guard. So you know he's all right.
Hold on. But here's the real question: what's his stats? Oh dang!
I can put him on max preps. I mean, they're not gonna sound too great because I think he averages 12.
Hey, I was talking to a coach at the University of Washington. You know, he told me I was trying to sell him on one of my guys.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You are what your stats are."
Okay. Well, I mean, he led in every stat except rebounding.
Okay. Well, let me hear what them stats look like. That'll tell me all we need to know, man.
There are some late bloomers.
12.2 points per game. Let me see.
Got to get that one up, man.
5.6
Speaking of Russell
rebounds.
Westbrook, then he didn't. I don't think he took up basketball till the 11th grade. So you know,
he got 5.6.
Same thing with Robin. Robin was another late bloomer.
Hold on, what's the stats? I'm trying to hear the stats. What's the stats?
Okay, yeah, he's 12.2 points, 5.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.6 steals, and 2.3.
What are you, junior?
What do you say?
What are you, junior?
You said is he a junior?
Yeah.
He was a sophomore this year.
I mean that's actually damn good for a sophomore. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn right.
That's playing varsity, right?
Yeah, he played varsity.
Yeah, that's good for. I ain't gonna lie, for a sophomore. That's not bad.
Okay.
You got to get him on. Like, to be honest, like realistically though, like if you really want, like at this stage in the game with the way NIL is, if you really want to push for a D1 scholarship though, you got to get him in the shoe circuits though over the summer.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're in North Carolina. We're trying to get him on CP3 if we can.
Yeah, you got to get him on one of them circuit teams that can put him on a shoe circuit, because that's really, I mean, that's the game you got to play now just to get the real opportunities. Otherwise, you just gonna get looked over, and then you'll just be looking at D2 opportunities or D3, and you don't want to really fight out of that mud. That's some nasty waters to be in.
Yeah, we trying. We working to get him on one of those teams. We know somebody from CP3, so we're trying to. He said he wants to look at him some. So you know, he plays.
I'm gonna tell you too. CP3 sons is trash too, man.
You said his son is trash?
Oh yeah, they trash, bro. They both of them. There's two of them. I saw him play at Section 7 a year ago. Trash.
I haven't seen him yet. I mean, I've seen some videos, but Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
63
the
team.
name recognition will help too, right?
Yeah, I saw some. Yeah, so I'm be trying to work on him to get him on a good AAU team next summer, so we can try to get him where he needs to go. But yeah,
Yeah, got to just get him on the shoe circuit, man.
okay.
Because if you haven't started yet, you probably already might be a year late, so you're a little bit behind.
Yeah, he is.
But
He is because we've done some moving around teams and
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, he's got the. I've kind of let him dictate that, but I got to dictate
yeah,
where he goes next.
now you're on the right path, though. I mean, you got the good stat line. That's a good starting point. But
Yeah, so
it's so many politics now. It's just
that's what I
it's just
hear. I
crazy.
talk to some people. Yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, as long as he gets some free schooling, I'm good with that because I don't
It's
think
hard though. It's hard because a lot of D1 guys are getting bumped down to D2. So the D1 guys is taking away D2 scholarships. Then the D2 guys is getting bumped down to back to JUCO and D3. And there ain't no scholarships at D3. And JUCO got limited scholarships. So like the whole landscape right now is just screwed up because of NIL. And that's why I say you got to get in early.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be looking on the outside looking in, and you sitting at a senior year with no offers. Like it may take a little money, but you got to get them on the shoe circuits, man. Because you have one good game on the shoe circuit, and you're gonna have about 5 scholarship offers. That's all it takes. One good game.
All right. Well, I'm going to definitely work on that. Yeah, because I got to get him somewhere because he's passionate about it. He's he wants to do it. So I'm gonna work to get him there if we can. If he can get my height, I'm 6'6", so if he can get my height with his skill set, because I couldn't dribble, but he can dribble. He can do it all. So
who we talking about?
My son.
Damn.
So yeah, so he.
Yeah, man, it's really. Hey, shit. I went to school with Norfolk State's head coach Rob Jones. He's had them in the NCAA a few times, and he recruited Kyle O'Quinn to Norfolk State. You remember they knocked off Missouri that year, and Kyle O'Quinn got to the league. He's got a son coming up too. I wish I could introduce you, man. I wish I can. I ain't speak to the boy Rob in a while, but he's got his son I think his son is your son's age too. Well, he might be a year ahead. I think he's a junior, but he's one of the because they're over in Virginia, and he's like one of the highest rated shooting guards.
Junior, so he'll be a junior this year.
Yeah.
But
so he might have some advice because Rob was a guy I went to school with. He was really dominant, but he wound up going to Division III, New Paltz, and then he wound up in the. He told us how he came on All-Ball TV with Big Flea, and he told them how he got in the coaching circuit. How again, some of the guys I went to high school with, they coached Danny Green out there. They coached a lot of NBA players. They coached these guys, and then a few of them wound up just around the game. And Rob, Rob Jones is D1 coach now. HBCU. So he knows some of the ins and outs.
With he's named Clyde Brown. He helped Kobe White.
A lot of.
I got some. So I'm gonna try to get him out there. I don't know if I can post it. I was gonna post his little. He got a little Instagram video from Team Phenom tournament, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll probably get in trouble posting that on my page, but
no doubt. Yeah. That's how I talk to Rob whenever I do. So every now and then we shoot the shit on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, man. But yeah.
All right. Well, let me
go.
Guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. Thank you guys for voting and listening. I'm gonna go hang out with him for a little while before the end of his birthday. So
yeah, no doubt, man. Enjoy it. Bless up, man. All right.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Sure.